Welcome back, Pokemon trainers and fellow Marvel fans. Professor Chaz here, the lab coat's on back order, and happy Loki Wednesday, everybody. It is time for episode number 5 of the Loki series on Disney+. What's it called again? Journey into Mystery, I believe. So, the last episode ended off really interestingly, let's say. Now, before we get into it, I'm going to say, of course, this is meant to be sort of like a companion kind of video for the actual episode, the actual series on Disney+, so I highly recommend get yourself a Disney+ subscription to be able to check out all full episodes of Loki and the other Marvel TV shows, Marvel movies, Disney's content as well, you know, there's Star Wars and all that. But anyway, we're here for the marvelous stuff, aren't we? So, yeah. The last episode, so much happened. It was such a bigger episode than episode 3. So much more just was given to us. I'm not going to get into too much theorizing. I know I always say that, and then I do. There are a couple things I want to talk about, but we're going to try to speed through it. Now, what was I going to say? First of all, well, there's a link in the description to go check out the Loki series on Disney+, and we'll be seeing some clips here and there in this video as I react to them. Now, okay, one thing I want to mention is when the Nexus event, the branch, was starting to form on Lamentis, my first thought is it was that, you know, maybe at that moment Loki and Sylvie suddenly, you know, maybe didn't realize it, but they fell in love with each other. And that shouldn't be, you know, two of the same person even interacting is crazy enough. But anyway, that was such a steep branch. That kind of goes against what Loki discovered about apocalypses, apocalypse, whatever, from episode number 2, in that if something you do in an apocalypse doesn't change the outcome of the apocalypse, there's no branch, there's no variance energy. So I believe that somehow Loki and Sylvie would have survived the Lamentis apocalypse, because if they got wiped out as well as everybody, they didn't change anything in the timeline, right? Even if they did feel for each other, they're gone. So anyway, I believe they would have survived Lamentis. Now maybe that is why the TVA brought them back in while they could. Because if they, you know, somehow escaped, the TVA may not be able to track them. Anyway, that was one theory. One other quick little thing I want to mention, though, I got notes here. I guess the only thing I'll really talk about right now is I have a huge theory. I guess it's not huge, it's just a theory. Theories are theories. But I have a theory on who is really behind everything at the TVA. You ever hear of a fellow called Kang the Conqueror? Now, I'm sure if you're following Loki, you've heard the theories about Kang the Conqueror. From what I understand, I don't know a lot about him, but he basically uses time travel and multiversal stuff to conquer the multiverse, not just his own universe, his own timeline, but conquering as much as he can. And a lot of people are saying that he has something to do with this. My thought is, of course, also he's slated to appear for the first time in the upcoming Ant-Man, I think it's Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania it's called, another Ant-Man movie coming up. So who is Kang the Conqueror? Let's go back to WandaVision for a moment and talk about wordplay and fun with letters. So we had Wanda's neighbor, Agnes. Did we ever get a last name for her? I don't think we did. But I guess it was Agnes Boner, technically. But anyway, her name is sort of a pieced together portion of her actual name. We have Agatha Harkness. We have Agnes. There you go. That's where her name came from. Now, if you take a look at Kang the Conqueror and abbreviate that. Now, bear in mind, a lot of times abbreviations don't include the word the, and, of, stuff like that. You've got Kang Conqueror, KC. I could see them doing something where, unassuming Casey, the juice box drinking guy behind the desk in episode 1, he either is Kang the Conqueror, because he's at the front desk greeting every variant and every article, every item that comes in. He could be Kang the Conqueror. I know it's crazy, but again, based on WandaVision and their fun with wordplay, I could see them easily pulling that. I mean, we got Croco Loki in the last episode. Anything can happen. Also, okay, maybe I should just start playing the recap. Let's hit play now. All right, we are up and running. So, at the end of the episode, we saw that Loki got pruned by Renslayer stabbed in the back, basically. Only one time, not 50 times. But so as we saw, Loki being pruned sent him somewhere to what I think they're calling the void in the little blurb about this episode. So that gives all of us hope for Owen Wilson's character Mobius, if he doesn't make a return. So indeed, also Sylvie unfortunately left us off with a big spoiler of her own, in that Renslayer is going to tell her everything in this episode, hopefully this episode. But this one's going to be all about Loki trying to escape this void. And, of course, as I mentioned, Croco Loki, he has met a bunch of different variations of himself. Look like, I believe they're known as Kid Loki, King Loki, was it? Or just Old Man Loki, Boastful Loki, and Croco Loki. I think Croco Loki is a new creation specifically for Disney+. Can it talk? As we also found out last episode, the timekeepers that we are aware of are robots, mindless androids, fake. We hear Loki theme, dun 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 dun. So this looks like the place Loki got pruned to. Excuse me. And people said in the background of when we met the Loki variants, you could see an Avengers tower that was destroyed right there on the right. That looks like, you know, Tony's tower.
Who's at the top of this? I want to know who lied to me. When we prune the branched reality, it's impossible to destroy all that's matter. So we move it to
Can we trust her?
Where it won't continue growing. Basically, the instance of existence collides at the same point and simply stops.
Now, does everybody at the TVA know this?
I don't know.
Like, pruning also seems to hurt. Because Loki, when he got pruned, he reacted like in pain. Now, if Mobius knew that pruning only transports, he wouldn't have reacted like in pain, I don't think. So it must actually cause pain as well. If we trust you. Big if there. So we see the Black Pearl, I see Enterprise back there. Everything gets sent here. Are those dodos? Did they prune dodos?
Trying past few days. You're telling me that thing's a Loki too?
Oh, yes.
Okay, fine. Willing to accept that. Why are there so many of you?
You know what would be really cool?
Wait.
What if that destroyed Avengers Tower still had Iron Man tech? What if Loki suited up as Iron Man? That would be cool.
Do well to respect the boy.
Why does that biplane or the Copalopter say Thanos? You see that back there? People have also theorized Miss Minutes is the real villain. I do like this, though, that we're seeing a decent amount of them in the TVA, because I thought it was going to be all about Loki and the Void.
Yes, take us to the end of time. Find Loki, find the man behind the curtain, and kill him together.
I know Sylvie's not buying this.
Miss Minutes, where are the files on this time craft?
Still looking, hun. Any second now.
Go.
Yep, stalling her for time. Is she gonna prune herself? Yep, she's going after Loki. But she has a tempad. He ate the wrong cat. Now, was he born as a gator?
Your story, Loki.
Isolation and solitude for a long, long time.
I like story time with Grandpa. It's neat.
Begin with.
You're different. Why?
No.
Why are they dressed up in with or the house? This place dressed up with candy canes and stuff. Who? Why did they prune Santa Claus?
Sounds terrifying.
Oh, she is. Dead. Goliath is what keeps us here. You said it's
Just kill him.
You said it's a shark. Well, if it lives, it dies.
It can die.
So I'm gonna kill the shark. I'm gonna kill Goliath. And I could use all the help I could get.
I'm sure many Lokis have said that before. Yeah. Ah.
Which one of us are you?
Hello, other Lokis. So, President Loki is on the scene. And in quick fashion, Alioth is eating the bus. What was that? There's a car pulling up. Who's this? I know who it is. I know who it is. Do you know who it is? It's a pizza mobile. Yes!
Can you shut the door? We still got a little bit of a situation here.
Come on, go Mobius. Yes!
Into a stranger's car like that. Hang on.
That, oh, they did it again. These scenes we're seeing right now were from the promo. We didn't see smoke around the Sphinx. We didn't see Sylvie in the back of the car when Mobius made that face.
We prefer snakes. My army, my throne. About that. Beef-witted, half-faced scrubs. We had a deal.
Loki's sitting here like, do I backstab myself this
Why
much?
the hell is there an alligator in here?
This is madness enough. Loki's just dancing through them all. But, okay, as we saw with Sylvie too, magic does work here at least. He just wants out. I like this amped up version of the theme song too. This is cool. President Loki, as hyped up as people thought that was, he's already done. This is a ride.
And whenever one of us dares...
The only thing that matters now is getting out of here and finding out who's behind all of this.
Great. How do we do that?
Casey.
And turn
I'm
around.
telling you, it's Casey. Turn around. What?
Want to go back to the angry cloud?
We're going back to it.
If it's a living thing, can she enchant Alioth? I mean, she said she needs to make physical contact, though.
It feels awful.
Reunited, and it feels so mischievous.
You're alive.
What happened? You okay? Mobius,
Yes.
how did you...
Just their guard dog protecting the only way in.
Okay, so... how do we get past
Her
the
plan
guard
was.
I'm going to enchant it.
dog? I mean, of course. I mean...
I don't mean that it wasn't, you know, a nice moment.
No, it was great. It was really nice. It was great.
It just sounds like another TVA lie.
100%.
They're trying to downplay the falling for each other. We know. So I was gonna say, you can see in her acting in episode 4 at the start,
I don't even know.
just her eyes and stuff. You could tell she was feeling something.
I didn't have.
I should say the actress's acting told us that Loki or Sylvie was
I
feeling
don't have.
the feelings. Initially, I was weirded out, but I want this. I want these two together.
Was it a tablecloth?
No. I betrayed everyone who ever loved me. I betrayed my father, my brother, my home. And that's not who I am anymore.
That was like a week ago.
Okay?
Loki, I don't even know if this is going to work.
You go, I go.
Because sticking together is what a good Loki does.
See you later, Loki.
Thank you, my friend.
That's tearing me up. Has Loki ever hugged anybody? I mean, I'm sure they'll be fine. It's a Loki series, but you can still have some apprehension in times like this. Are they gonna come back to help? He seemed to look back kind of, you know, longingly. I guess this brings up a question, too. Do you think Sylvie will make it through the series?
What if we don't have time to wait for a branch? Come and get me!
Ian, throw the flare! What is that? Hang, what? Is that the other Lokis? He's making a whole city to take its attention. I thought he might want to do something to help. It's Asgard! Channeling power through Loki, or this could be him doing the enchantment, as she said. This is what she saw, the brief glimpse of. Come on, walk into the thought. Go see Casey. If it actually is Casey, I am still going to be surprised that they pulled that. So it looks like a castle of some sort. I can respect them ending there, because there's only one episode left. They want to keep one last little bit of mystery. I'm going to let the credits roll through, though, as I talk, because, you know, there could be... You think they're going to have post-credit scenes for the next... Well, would there be one for the final episode? I don't know. But I can see there being one here. So, again, going back to my thoughts. Yeah, like... So... Would they pull some sort of, like, thing? I've heard that a season 2 has been greenlit, so they could end this season on a cliffhanger. But I feel like that this is leading them directly to seeing who these timekeepers or who created the timekeepers are. And although, like I said, I don't usually follow the comic books all that much, I've heard a lot of the talk about Kang the Conqueror, and well, he's supposed to appear in Ant-Man. Now that's not like I think this might end with the multiverse becoming a thing, because of course I think they said this kind of leads into Doctor Strange 2 in the Multiverse of Madness. So would we see... Oh, I've noticed too, the pictures that are on the table there, they change every once in a while. So there we saw the Loki variants. That's the thing with these credits. You gotta pay close, careful attention. Sometimes they throw a curveball at you. We should get a... Okay, if we get a post-credit scene, or say mid-credits, I want to see Mobius return to the TVA and what he does there. I'm not going to scroll ahead either. I want to be surprised if there is post-credits. I noticed too that when they brought in like little kid Sylvie, her stack of paper was a lot shorter to have to sign off on. That's everything that she said, which makes sense. Of course, she hasn't been around as long. If there's a pre or post or mid-credit scene, whatever, it's coming up in just a second here. Based off the last one, it was after the logo was on screen. No, we got it before the Georgia Peach logo. All right, so again, I'm gonna let this play through. Actually, I should take a look, see, because nope, timeline slider's not working. Why does it not working? So I gotta let it play through. So I wonder if, yeah, like we haven't seen Casey since episode 2, and that was just a brief little thing where Loki stole his juice box. So if he is part of something bigger, I would feel kind of cheated-ish that he hasn't been shown for quite a while. Now, Miss Minutes, the theory that some people have about Miss Minutes being part of the higher-ups, that I could see because she did appear again in this episode, just to refresh us that she is still here, you know? But with Casey disappearing for 3 full episodes now, as much as I like the thought that a character like Casey, as, you know, again, basic as he seems to be, I like the thought of him having a bigger role. But see, it's like in a scary movie where you meet a character at the start of the movie and then they disappear, and then there's like this murderer going through town and people are dying and stuff. Then you find out that one person that you met for like 2 minutes in the first like 10 minutes of the movie turns out that they're the bad guy. It's like, that's such a cheat. Keep them in our mind, because you want to play detective. I want to play detective. When there's a mystery going on, you want to try to look for clues and piece together. So to purposely hide all these clues that would lead you to this person just to make it a shock, I don't like that. That's a misdirect. But I'm definitely looking forward to next Wednesday for when we get to see the big finale of Loki. And I feel like this was the proper farewell for Mobius, which, again, I hope isn't the case. I want him to continue. But, I mean, in the grand scheme, he did serve his purpose well. I just like their connection. And they hugged each other. They're friends. I almost pulled my earbuds out. But it was so cool to see them work together. So we're going to call that a day for Loki Wednesday. Thank you folks for watching. Let me know in the comments. Thus far, let's say, have any of your theories that either you've come up with or you've been following that other people have come up with, which, if any of those, have held true so far? And what do you think will happen in the big finale? I imagine, as I think it's kind of clear we're going to see who caused the creation of the TVA. Because some people have said part of the theory behind Kang the Conqueror being the one who did it, he's forcing a timeline that leads to him winning. Now, if anything branches from that, that could mean that he doesn't win, doesn't conquer, which his name, Kang the Conqueror, that's what he wants. So any variation that might lead to him not conquering, he wants it gone. So he's created the TVA to send in the Minutemen and the Hunters to prune stuff like that. So that is a possibility, a big possibility. Other than that, I don't know. I do hope that Sylvie makes it through. Like I said earlier, do you think she's going to make it through the series? I definitely hope she does. I think she's a great addition to the overall Marvel cast. I want to see both of them jump into the main timeline now. It's going to be weird with it being a different Loki. You're talking about Sylvie, who is technically a different Loki also. But to have the Loki that everyone knew and grew with, mostly Thor, then he died. And then after that, this variant Loki comes in. I kind of don't even care about that. I like Loki. I want Loki back. And I think Tom Hiddleston's a big fan of playing the character, so I could see him wanting to continue it. And if Loki comes back to the main timeline, I want Sylvie to go too. Because they, obviously, there's that connection now. I am all for it. They seem good together. Loki seems good with Loki, yeah. Alright. I guess that's about it. I don't want to ramble too much. But I do want to see Mobius at least for the finale. Maybe he doesn't leave the TVA if it stays intact. What if they get back and they literally see it burn to the ground? You know what, actually? Why didn't they keep the Tempad here and just send Mobius back? Why didn't they keep it as a backup to escape? I don't know. Maybe they thought of that afterwards, like, oh, shoot, we should have kept that. Anyway, that's going to be it for our reaction video here for Loki Episode 5, Journey into Mystery. I hope you enjoyed the episode. I enjoyed it. Maybe not as much as that last one, because there were so many twists and turns in that last one. But I did like the fact that the President Loki thing was done so quick. Because it seemed like that was going to... I thought he was going to be like a big overlord of all the Lokis, which he seemed to sort of be. And he was going to be like an antagonist in this episode. Loki Gator took his hand off. That's all you need to know. Also, if we can get Gator Loki in the main timeline, that'd be cool. But anyway, we'll see what happens in the future. For now, I guess that's it. Professor Chaz, once again, thanking you for watching today's video. And again, comments down below. Let me know what you thought of this episode, what you think is going to happen in the finale next week, and any theories that you got going on there. Professor Chaz is now signing off, however. Thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you next time.